نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My brothers and respected elders and sisters in Islam, Alhamdulillah, we have very wonderful guest with us today, Brother Sulaiman. And mashallah, he accepted Islam around 1.5 years ago. So inshallah, today we'll talk with him and let's see what he will share with us. You know, when someone comes from darkness, he will tell you more about the light, that the value of the light, what is the value of the light, because he knew already the darkness, so now he knows at the present time, he knows the light as well now. So inshallah, we will talk to him, inshallah, we'll listen to him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him for coming and accepting our request to make this video to inspire other people as well around the world. And keep in mind, like, this is our duty as a Muslim, as a ummati of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ballighu anni walau ayah," convey the message of Islam to others, even as a small ayat, even as a small hadith. Ballighu, you should convey to others. So this is our responsibility. Inshallah, we'll talk to Brother Sulaiman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
How are you, brother? Jazak, go ahead.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for inviting me for this.
Jazakumullah
It's very appreciated.
Jazakallah for your accepting our request. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the reward. So brother, let me tell you first question, let me ask you, why did you select your name Sulaiman? And can you tell me your ex name as well?
Okay. My legal name, my birth name is Don Thierry Fenelon.
And before I forgot, can you tell us originally your original country?
Oh, my background is I'm from Haiti.
And this is in South America?
No, this
Caribbean?
Caribbean, yeah.
Okay.
Close to Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful story, I think.
Okay.
For me, so Sulaiman.
Yes, back to the name of Sulaiman. Yeah.
So
So brother is from Haiti. It's a different pronunciation for this country name,
sure.
but it's in Caribbean, Haiti. Yeah.
Yeah. So the name Sulaiman, actually before Islam, after Isa, it was one of my favorite prophets.
Oh, okay.
Like
So you knew the person, like he was a prophet, and Alhamdulillah, he was a wonderful prophet.
Yes, that I know that, but it's by learning Islam before, because loving the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, it's a process to love him, right? Like the more you get to know Islam, the more you get to love him. But in the process of learning Islam, I fell in love with the Prophet Sulaiman.
Okay.
Because like when I'm reading about him in the Quran, I'm starting to learn about him. It was like the dua he makes. Like he is one of the prophets that has an understanding of duas, right?
Okay.
Because he asks Allah one of the greatest dua you can make, and then at the end, or at the same time, he asks, "Oh Allah, make me thankful for everything you give me."
So basically, you are saying the words, the sentences he used for duas were very powerful.
He knows because there's the surah we read for protection, right? And Surah Baqarah, I don't know exactly which one. It says like everything there's good in it, there's bad. You enjoy the good, and then you have to like go through the bad in it.
So tell me one thing, along with your name Sulaiman. Like in your community, your people, they still call you Sulaiman. What they call you most of the time?
Right now I'm trying to introduce the name Sulaiman.
Because Sulaiman is like a very familiar in English, like a language as well. Like maybe not all of them they know about him, but most of them maybe.
No, that's true. Like it's not common. Like
it's not common.
It is. It's not common, but it's a name that's familiar.
Okay.
It's like people like when you hear.
So when you go to them, like when you go, you visit them. So they call you with your old name or with a new name?
They call me with my old name, unfortunately. Yeah. But my name, there's a stigma in it a little bit, right? Because you know, like Don Pablo.
Okay.
You know Don, the big drillers used to like put Don in the name. But that's why there's a stigma in it. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
not.
Jazakallah, Jazakallah. May Allah Ta'ala give all of us the qualities of Sulaiman alayhi salam. Though we cannot reach to him, his level, but we can, follow his footsteps and his lifestyle. Sulaiman alayhi salam was the greatest prophet of his time. Second thing, like I want to, want you to tell to our people, our audience, that which thing made you to accept Islam? Like which thing basically inspired you to accept Islam, that this is the right religion, let me go for it. It's not easy to switch your religion. Wow, it's like a big thing in a life, because people can die, but people, they can die but not switch the religion. So which thing made you to switch your religion? Tell our audience, please.
I would say Islam is very beautiful. It's a beautiful, once you get to like understand Islam, to get to know it's a beautiful religion. But like there's so many things, right? But one of the things that made me fall in love with Islam is it's just self-care, right? So many people, they don't know, like, because we just get here, right? In this world, we don't know what's going on. We don't know
what is the purpose of our life.
Exactly. But Islam comes to
Tells
say,
you everything.
this is how you live a life. This is
your mother, this is your father, this is your dad, this is your grave.
If you want to enjoy life, this is how you enjoy it. Because many people think they have to fulfill desires, they have to enjoy, they have to like. But Islam is telling you, no, in this life, there's a balance. If you cannot find that balance, then you're going to be all over the place. So Islam brings you together with yourself and then tells you how to stay straight, how to enjoy this life.
So what's your goal, inshallah, for like other people, those people who are not Muslims? Are you making any intention to bring them as well in the fold of Islam?
I don't know, like, I was going to talk to you after this, but like I'm going to bring it up.
Yes.
So like passing by there's a church by us right there, right?
Oh yeah, that one.
Passing by, like I see they're doing some.
By the way, brothers and sisters, this is our masjid, and beside our masjid we have a church as well. Yeah. So he's talking about that church. Yes, brother, go ahead.
So basically, like passing by, like because I see they're doing small action, because they're like the Palestine thing like going on there, like which is like sad, right? Allah bless them.
Ameen.
And I see they're doing small action, like they put balloons. I don't know if you see them passing by. I see the balloons, but I'm like, this is a sign they're doing it, but they don't know how to approach. So I remember, like,
what is the reason for balloons? Like, if you can tell me.
It's more like to say, like, like when someone comes, they give you balloons. It's
to
say, like,
welcome,
like, welcome, or like sorry, or something like that. So me, like, I see. Before Islam, I see this barrier, right? We don't know, like, there's many people that want to know about Islam, but they don't know how to approach Muslims. They don't know, they think, like, there's a culture, you have to be in the culture to be accepted in Islam.
Oh, okay. So and if I'm not wrong, you told me that before accepting Islam, you were trying to go to the masjid, but someone told you, or you taught yourself, that you have to wear proper dress, Islamic dress, to get in the masjid.
My understanding was before Islam that you need to have a
special dress,
special dress,
uniform,
like a special way to be in the masjid. Because I've never been to a masjid. I always pass by, see different like culture, like it was so like I'm like, well, that's beautiful, but it's hard to get in because you don't know how. And then I met one brother. He was like a Muslim.
Was he a Muslim?
Yes, he was a Muslim. But he was doing his best. If he was doing his best, I can say that, because one day he'll
keep in mind, brothers and sisters, that one Muslim brother told him that you don't need any specific dress to get in the masjid. You just get in, that's it. They will welcome you. So I really appreciate that brother who told you that. Now his sadqa jariyah, like his akhirat, his jannat, Allahu Akbar. All of your good deeds going in his account. Yes, so he told you there is no specific dress.
He said there's no, first like we were both having a bad day that day, right? So we tried to talk, we sit down, we're talking. He's like, there's something you're saying that's similar, like that's like the same understanding with us. And then he brought it to the masjid. And then once I got there, it was like so. I've never been peaceful, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
So you basically are saying once you got in, you got the peace. You felt that peace.
It was like, I don't know how to explain it,
Mm.
but when I got in, the brother offered me tea, and then the first time I ate dates, I'm not even joking. I'm like, what is that? It's so sweet. Like, how can you eat that? It's too sweet to eat. And then like the brother gave me dates and then tea, and then I started drinking it. And I sat down. He went to pray, and I'm watching him. I'm like, subhanallah.
Probably that masjid was Arabian masjid.
It was
they eat
downtown.
MashaAllah. Because all the time dates ready, that should be an Arab masjid. Alhamdulillah. You know, in Toronto we have different communities, you know, alhamdulillah. Okay.
It was downtown, and then once I saw him pray, I'm like, and then he's like, sits on the ground. I see people, I'm like, that is humbleness, that's peaceful.
Oh, that thing also inspired you? Like they were sitting on the ground.
But I didn't understand it very much. It was more like, that's humbleness, that's peaceful.
And this is the right way of worship, to show humbleness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Not yet. He didn't break through my heart.
Okay,
yet.
okay.
That's like, because I'm trying to be as honest as possible, right? Because it was more like, I felt my heart is like at the right place. That's how I can say it. Because more like when you enter a church, right? Like with the example, like you feel like you have to uphold something, right? You have to look good. You have to like look this way, sit that way. But in the masjid, you feel like you're more like you can be yourself. That's what.
Okay.
You can be yourself.
Like it's more simplicity, more you could say natural. Compared to the church, like in masjid, more simplicity. You can have your own ibadat, your own Quran, your own zikr. Now tell me, brother Sulaiman, about your family members. Like how many siblings do you have? Mother, sister, and did you talk to them about Islam? If yes, can you tell to us that what is the report, what is going on? We'll make dua as well, inshallah.
Inshallah. Allah made it very easy for me. Like,
To accept Islam.
Yeah, accept Islam, and it kept getting easier and easier.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Like I don't know how.
So you heard these words are very important. That he's getting easier and easier. Alhamdulillah. Because brothers and sisters, after accepting Islam, this is not right now, even from before time. This is very important that anyone who convert in Islam, we should take care of him. Either is a sister or brother, because accepting Islam is one thing, but right after accepting Islam, or the challenges from the family members, so pressure from family members. But what I heard, I felt so good that brother is saying that getting easier and easier, mashallah.
Yeah.
So did you talk to them like, oh, brother, I'm here, I found my peace, I found my life goal and everything. Come, guys.
As soon as I started to benefit from Islam, I'm gonna connect with my mom. This is like important. I didn't know like Islam was such a big deal about
the mother rules and important relationship with mother.
I'm seeing.
So basically, you found through Islam.
Yes,
mashallah,
yes.
mashallah.
And then as soon as I started to benefit, like my heart is at peace. I'm like, this is the time I wanna like get things together with my family. And then first thing I did is call my mom, try to talk to my mom, get connected with my mom, and slowly started to come to my mom's house. And then slowly, I'm telling you, it's like, you might think it's me, and it's not me. I feel like it's not me. It's Allah making it so easy and easier.
La ilaha illallah.
And then I'm talking to my mom, like my mom can feel the peace. Automatically, she feel the peace and going to her house. And then I remember, like Ramadan, like that's like when everything is closed, right? I started to like know like how important is Ramadan, right? And then I'm like, this is the time I reconcile. That's like after I connect with my mom and everything slowly. This is the time I call my dad, because I don't know, something happened between us. We stopped talking. I'm like, this is the time, because the reward and that time. But I didn't take the shahada yet.
At that time?
At that time. It was just, everything was closed. Remember last Ramadan? So I'm like, this is the time I call my dad, get things fixed. And that night, my mom was there. And I called my dad, started talking to him, and he was like, wow, what's going on? And he was surprised. Like, I talked to all my brothers that time, and my mom was like, what's going on? He called my uncles and everyone. And
Like
from
in
there-
sense of what? Like what is going on? Like your behavior or like your
No,
kindness?
No, like to be honest, before, like, because it's a long story, but like let me make it short. My mom left my country when I was 2 years old.
Okay.
So
She came to Canada.
yeah, she came to Canada and she brought me here when I was 14. So I grew up with my grandparents, so there's no connection. You know, grandparents, how they like very, very
Mm-hmm.
lenient, little bit lenient on like kids, you know. So when I come here, she's more like like I have to know where you're going because this country, kids,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she has to have more control. So I didn't feel comfortable. I'm like, oh, like you don't have to control because I know, like, I think I knew like what's right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, she's like, I need to have control because I don't want my kid to go do like things that's like not acceptable. And then from there, like I left home, like when I was like in high school, and then I'm like, no, I cannot take this. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean, may Allah Ta'ala forgive whatever happened.
yeah.
So, as I ask you, did you try to convince her to accept Islam or your siblings?
At first, what I did is I tried to use words. Say, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. This is the Islam. Islam wants you to do that. This is bad for you. This. And then as soon as I started to be like that, my mom said, "This is hypocrisy. You cannot tell me to not do that." And then you know yourself is trying to work to get out of it. So that's when I realized that action actually speak louder than words sometimes.
Yeah, action speaks always,
Yeah,
always.
So that's why.
So basically, you are trying to show to her your behavior, your
Yes,
timing, getting up, going to bed.
Yeah, and that helped me more because like now it's giving me consistency, right?
Hmm.
Like because before I'm like I'm gonna do big things, but it never worked. Big things you do it once and then like you cannot keep up with the amount of
To the
work.
level all the
Yeah.
time.
So the small thing I do for now, like when she wants something, I run to get it now. So now that I can keep it consistency, and then from there she can, because she knows that she's my mom, right? She knows when I do big things, I cannot keep up with it.
Yes. So, brother, as I ask you, like, did you try to convince them to accept Islam? Like, because I'm repeating this question. The reason, did you try? What was the response from their side? Not only them, your parents or siblings, like other friends. Did you try to convince them to accept Islam?
At the beginning, like before Islam, it's wrong. I had like a girlfriend, right? And I was trying to like I was getting to know Islam, and then from there I put the Quran, start to listen to the Quran, and then from there like she got angry.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She was like I feel like that's magic because the way like I feel like there's the feeling right when you hear the Quran.
So you are saying she felt this is magic?
Yeah, she literally said it to me like this is magic. You shouldn't listen to it. This
Oh,
is gonna
Allahu
this is
Akbar.
gonna
And this is
hypnotize you.
exactly, brothers and sisters, at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even the kuffars, mushrikeen of that time, used to say, don't listen to the Quran because this is magic. Don't listen to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he has some special magic. The moment you start listening to him, you will become friend of him, or you'll accept his message. So exactly, brother Sulaiman, so she said to you, this is magic.
Yeah, she said,
Stop playing.
do not listen to it. She got really aggressive. That time,
Allahu
I
Akbar.
really actually got scared because she was like trying to take the phone, and then I trying to push her, like literally pushing her. She's like, get angry, get out, slam the door.
So basically, she got inspired, but in the wrong way. And she said, because this is magic.
But how I can explain that from the way I saw it, I feel like, because before it gives you, I feel like she's getting the heart. It's getting into
Getting
the heart,
in.
but
But
she has
Shaitan
that-
was telling her,
Yeah, she has that feeling, and she's like, "What is that? Like, why is that? Like?"
yeah,
And then plus
why my
perception.
condition is changing.
Yeah, it's changing.
It's
I don't
supposed to
like
be
that.
same.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
The
So this is also one message, Allahu Akbar, for all of us, that Quran changes the condition of our hearts. Trust me. The moment we read the Quran, the moment we listen to the Quran, it will change the conditions of our heart. So this is the sign, this is the proof that non-Muslim, she started saying, stop it.
Because
It's a magic. I'm feeling something differently.
No, I experienced it myself, so I knew what she was feeling. It's just like she couldn't accept it. She's like, if it's like I'm not ready, I don't know much about it, so that's why, like, you know.
And do you pray beside, like sometime in front of your mom
Or like
at your home, because she noticed that you told me one time that sometime you pray at home.
yeah. So like one day, like so like I had to go pray at home, right? So like while praying,
Your remaining salat, I think.
it was for tahajjud.
Wow,
Ramadan,
wow,
so I run to
okay.
the other masjid. It was like full, so I run home and like, but at least I'm gonna pray 2 rakats and then put the intention. And then actually she just cover her head
Allahu
and then
Akbar.
start praying. But you know, like a kid,
She
right?
covered her head
Yeah, you know.
and started praying beside you.
Yeah,
Allah Akbar.
you know, like a kid. You know, when the kids
Yeah,
praying
just
at you, they're looking at
copy you.
Yeah, so she's doing that, and then when she see me going down, she goes down.
Allahu
It
Akbar.
shows like she.
She wants to accept
wants-
Islam, but she didn't tell you yet.
She's more like, I'm a kid. Like she thinks this is a kid. Like this is a
He's
big
emotional.
decision.
He's
Yeah.
energetic.
Yeah, this is a big decision, so I cannot just follow a kid and then. But eventually,
Are you making du'as for her?
I'm trying my best.
Allahu Akbar. Because I remember that for all of us, that Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu, he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, my mother, whenever I invite her towards Islam, she started cursing you. She started cursing you, Ya Rasulullah. So can you curse her? Can you curse her? So I think, forgive me, Allah, forgive me. Can you make dua for her? So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam made dua for her. And then when he was going back to his home, on the way, like when he was close to his home, his mom told him, stop there, don't come in, because at that time houses were very, small houses. So she was taking shower, and she accepted Islam. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam made the dua, and there you go, the result, the effect of the dua. Right away, she found it that she accepted Islam. So the reason I'm telling you that yourself make du'as for your mother, your siblings, and also ask pious people to make dua for your parents and siblings. Because I know the feelings, because you accepted Islam, now you know this is hellfire, this is heaven. Okay, now tell me the last thing about Isa alayhi salam. Like why they worship Jesus.
So I would say
Supposed to be a prophet, like this is our belief. Now you are Muslim as well. He was a noble prophet, and he was a human being and a slave of Allah. Why they started worship him? Why they consider him as a god?
So basically,
Were you worshipping him, or just telling yourself that he's a prophet?
so basically, Isa was like my role model. It was
Okay.
like someone like, this is an example for me. This is who you look up if you want to be the best in this world. That's how I see him.
So this was the plus point in Christianity, basically.
Yes, but at the same time, I didn't mind someone calling God, because I didn't pay attention to that. I'm like, he is my role model. But the message he brings, it's so helpful, so beneficial. You can go back to it and then get healing from it, right? Because he said, I'm the word of Allah, right? He's
I'm the word of Allah.
living word of Allah.
Yeah.
So that's why
Kalimatullah.
you find like comfort in it. But when I realized, like, because before Islam, when I realized that Isa was like actually saying, I'm son of man. He says that so many times. That's why I'm realizing, son of man, and then they say son of God. There is something wrong.
Yeah, something wrong, something fishy.
Exactly. So I start to go,
Allahumma salli
and then
ala.
from there I realized that the Romans used to believe that
Woman.
woman, like the woman Greek,
Okay.
those legends, right? They used to say there's demigods, legends, like demigods where gods come down and then have relationship with like human being and then have kids. So that's when I started.
So basically, they brought the changes, like
Yeah.
this idea, wrong idea, false idea that he was the son of God.
Yeah, when Christianity was on the rise, when people used to think Isa was the prophet, so they started Christianity was on the rise, so they started to lose their religion. So they say, hey, we have to find a way to put it together, so we can still worship our gods, but within that rising religion. So that's why they start to kill, like back then they start, I don't have like the exact details, they start to kill lots of Christians, a lot of Christians, just because they say Isa wasn't God, he was like a human being. So from there they merge Roman mythology with Christianity. So that's why the Roman Catholic Church is basically the temple to worship many gods. They call them saint.
Saint, yeah.
Saint.
Lawrence Saint and
Yeah, so all this is gods, and then they even change the dates and stuff just to worship their gods, because like each of the day we have, it's a god, it's one of their gods.
So basically, Isa alayhi salam, you were thinking of him as a role model.
Yeah, so much so to I accept people calling him.
Subhanallah. And I remember I met one brother, his name was Dr. Iqbal from New York. I met him in New York. He used to go to jail, and for his job. His job was in jail. He was a doctor taking care of patients. And he said, like, a lot of people in the jail, they accepted Islam in New York. And then I asked him, like, what do you do basically when they accept Islam? Like, what things you do? He said, I started my talk. I always start my talk with the praising Jesus. And the moment he said, like, I praise in front of him before them, like praising Jesus, so they got inspired and they accepted Islam. And I said in the end that we also believe in Jesus. Don't get us wrong that we don't believe in Jesus. We believe in Jesus. The only difference, you consider him as a son of God, we consider him as a noble prophet and as a noble servant, but not a God. So this is like our Christian brothers and sisters, they are inspired from Jesus, and he was a great personality. So may Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq to stay with steadfastness on this Mubarak Deen, on this Islam. Today I parked my car, after the grocery I parked my car, was waiting for my children to get down and take the grocery. And beside me there was a one SUV car, and the guy was like a working guy, construction guy. And I was looking at him. He was a Spanish, I think Puerto Rican or Dominican or Mexican, because he was speaking Spanish, and I know some Spanish as well, because I work in New York for some time. Yeah, ¿Cómo estás? Bien, tranquilo. Yeah, somehow. So, I was thinking that, listen, if this person dies without Iman, without Kalima, what will be his final destination? So we all should have this worry and concern in our heart, that that people, they should accept Islam and they should come in the fold of Islam. Again, hidayat, guidance in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. O my Prophet, you are not the one who give guidance. And according to your wish, people will not get guidance. It is from Allah. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. He selects people. He selects people who will accept, who will not. So this is a great, like a mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Really Mubarak, congratulations to you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selected you for this deen, for Islam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the death with the Iman. So may Allah reward you, brother, for coming, for accepting our one request in the last, with 1 minute, if you can tell the message from your side, what will your message to our audience?
I'm gonna say that I have benefited so much from Islam, and there's so much more to be benefited from. I would say, like, I can pray for the rest of my life just to thank Allah for being in Islam. That will never be enough. So
Allah,
like,
I really, like, personally, I like your words. Like you are saying, the rest of my life, the rest of my life I will be thanking Allah
It
subhanahu.
will never be enough. Ever,
See,
ever.
Allahu Akbar.
Because that's it.
See,
that's
those people who
everything.
are Muslims already, you know, they should think about these words. That, alhamdulillah, we are already born Muslim. But you know from where you are coming. Jazakumullahu khairan for your time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you reward for listening. Brother Sulaiman and myself, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of us. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.